Hi there, this is Dawn. Welcome to my art room and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's lovely to have you join me. And today I'm embarking on a project that's all about something that I want to do for a friend. And that friend is going through, some rough time in hospital with intensive medical support, and we're not able to take flowers, we're not able to take a pot plant to bring her room, some brightness. I actually embroidered her a little card that had a pot of pot plants on it. Just thought that was something to do. But I thought I'm going to make her a pouch and it's going to have flowers on it. She's a bit of a pink and blue girl, and while she doesn't do embroidery and things herself, she has been supportive and enjoys what I do. And it just reminded me of the project that Kate from Kate in the Nest is doing. Every month she's making a pouch for either fun or for it to fly. And just coincidentally, I made myself a pouch in January, which, yes, was probably for fun. I didn't follow Kate's prompts at all, but yeah, it was definitely a pouch that I did and shared with you from a piece of embroidery that I'd done a very long time ago and had never done anything with, so cut it up. Made myself a pouch to keep my templates and pattern in because I'm doing the Gosling quilt from Beck from So Be Curated. And now I've messaged Kate and said, did she mind if I shared what she was doing? And she was more than happy. So I went back and had a bit of a look at, don't worry about it's saying stump work. That's got nothing to do with it. That's just happened to be on the same bit of paper. Don't want to confuse you. So if you want to have a look at her her video, YouTube channel, gosh, start all over again. If you'd like to have a look at her YouTube channel, Kate in the Nest, she does have a playlist for her 2025 Kate in the Nest collaboration, and it's about making pouches for a purpose. So I've taken a few notes and I'll share those with you. Pouches in the Nest, she's called as a pin. She's doing one per month to fly or for fun, and inspiring me to do me. It's a free choice, but she gave us a couple of little prompts, something that we've thrifted, some trim, a treasure or a trinket, which could be a brooch or buttons, but it's not about spending money, it's from our stash. January was Joy to the World, and she's being inspired by some music and the initial of the month, so Joy for January. The song wasn't the Christmas one, it was Joy to the World, all the fishes in the sea, bright blue sea, joy to you and me. February, favourite things, and adding things that you love. And one of my thoughts about this pouch for my friend is about having something to put her favourite things in. And while she's there, she has some nice skin products that she likes to use, some moisture and lip balm and other intense moistures that it's not a toilet bag, a toiletry bag. I didn't think that I would make something like that, just something lovely to put some things in, on her bench or whatever. So here I am. What I decided to do, so I'll gather all my bits and pieces so the video will stop and start, but I just wanted to share where I got my inspiration from. and you might like to do the same if you're interested. I just went and raided, my bathroom cupboard for some things that, I thought looked about the right kind of size, and she might have a few more bits and pieces, and just kind of measured the fabric to be about that size. I thought that I would make a pouch that just had like a fold over flap, and obviously not this big, but not a zip. I thought about a zip for a bit because, I like zips, but I thought no, just a fold over flap. I want to line this fabric with some what I call parlane. It's a fairly thin wadding. It can iron on. It's got little sticky dots on it, and it just gives the fabric a nice feel. I didn't want to add a piece of quilted fabric, but rather kind of quilt as I go. So favourite things being flowers. I've picked out some wools for wool embroidery. I thought these ones, could go quite well. I'm not going to embroider every flower. I found this little Suffolk puff that I made myself because I don't have too many old ones, and I love the old vintage raggedy things. I didn't think that I would do that for this pouch, but I've found some thrifted bits and pieces of doilies with flowers on that I thought will go. I don't know whether that's supposed to be a hanky or what it is. It was actually new. It doesn't say what it is. It's cotton embroidered. It would have been embroidered by machine. I don't know. No. There's a thread with a knot in it there. It was made in Vietnam, so it could possibly have been a new one. But I actually thought inside the pouch it might make a nice pocket, just that size, that I could, turn over the top with and just stitch around it inside the pocket. But I found some other nice thrifted doilies, part of my stash, with some pink flowers on it, knowing that she's a pink girl. Some of these are quite marked, but if I can cut around the flowers. Here's another gorgeous one with these hollyhocks on it. I thought they were really pretty. I've got some trim, which was part of the brief. This one's got a sparkle in it, but in the process of looking, I found this one, which is a bit like a rickrack, but it's got a little bit of blue on it, so I thought that was quite good. Another bit of wool for wool embroidery. I've got this doily that's in the blue range. I don't know about this one, other than the edging. I'm not sure how I'm going to use it. But then I found some nice lace, which are things that I love. This one in particular, I like all the dingle dangles, and I can, take them off and add them. But I've got other nice lacy trims that I can cut things away from, just sticking wholly and solely to a flower theme. This gorgeous bit of like a pure lace with the roses on it. Maybe it goes up that way. And I've also got some daisy trim, some old daisy trim that I have that I've used heaps of times. And then when Willie and I were shopping a couple of weeks ago, we found this big one and thought they would be great to add with my daisy trim. Quite like daisy trim. And I have these beautiful pearl buttons as a trinket or, something, treasure These were buttons, pearl buttons were brought back from Paris by another friend, and I just thought some of those might look nice on it. I haven't got another brooch as such. And so then I went and got out the pouches that I have made and thought, all right, I need a bit of inspiration on what I'm doing here. I quite like this squared off bottom, which just means that it will stand up like that, and looked at some of the embroidery that I'd done myself, but added embroidery as well. So I thought, yep, I've got that in my head. This little one with all its bits and pieces and adding the buttons, I was like, yep, all right, I think I've got my head around it. What I need to do first though is put the wadding and work out the exact size of this fabric. I'm going to just see how I go, whether I'm going to line it. I'm going to embroider it first and then line it so that the embroidery stays on the outside. But I've got this fabric here that's got these little hearts on it, and I actually thought I've got more of it. That might make a nice lining. There's that blue thing that I was going to make the pocket out of. How that will look on a cream background. Maybe not as good. I might have to rethink the lining. Yeah, I think the white on the cream. I thought the cream went quite well with it. Well, you know, I'm not up to building the pocket yet, so let's just cross one bridge at a time. I'll get my fabric cut out to the right size. I sort of pinned it around all these bits and pieces. You know, I looked at how to create that bottom so that it stood up with, it will stand up with the things in it anyway. And I think once it's padded, that'll give it a bit of weight. I've had this fabric for like, a very long time. And I don't know if it's ever, you know, if you'd ever be able to find it again. It didn't have a lot of information on it. It's never been used, so it's as new, but I don't have a clue. It'd be 20 odd years or more, probably. Old, probably more than that. So it's probably vintage, because I've had it for so long. It's not really my colourway, but as soon as I saw it, I thought, yeah, I think this is her colours. They're a bit more apricot maybe than pink, but it's got the blue, and blue is a colour that she loves. So those are things that I thought I would embellish and maintain. So yeah, that's me. That's where I'm headed with this project. When I've got everything done, like attached, I'm going to attach the wadding, make sure this is the right size, because all I did was just pin it up to make sure the bits and pieces fitted in it. I wondered about having a pouch that, you know, you could fold the bits back. I don't know. But I wanted to make sure that it was tall enough for bottles, you know, like your skin toner and your skin fresh things and your moisturisers, and also tubs, you know, these sort of, this size sort of shaped tub. And it doesn't matter if they tip over, they wouldn't probably leak, I don't think. She probably wouldn't want them to leak. Cool. If that is a likely, I might just make a plastic insert that will go in, but when I show her what I've done, she might be able to, you know, we can make a decision based on that. Oh, I don't know. I'll think about that one. Cool. All right. You know where I'm going to go. I will come back to you in just a moment. Okay, so I've been playing around with this. The things that I have done is that I've backed the cut it out to the size that I want, backed the fabric with the palums so that I've got that nice weight to stitch into. I'm going to fold over this edge here And this will be my flap to come over, except that it's about that. So it will have the flowers on the inside of the flap. The inside of the pouch, I've gone for this blue fabric. It's just a piece that I had. It was actually a fat quarter that somebody had gifted me, so I needed to extend it. It was plenty wide enough, but not long enough to go. So it'll be the inside lining of the bag, of the pouch, and I'll add that little hanky or whatever it is. It's probably not big enough for a hanky, a teeny weeny nose, but it's a pretty piece, and I really like that edging that's there, so that's where I'll stitch and leave that like that. But it's got a fold over there so she can put her lip balm or whatever it is. So yeah, but we're, I'm nowhere near adding the lining at the moment, but it'll be done separately. I'm not going to stitch through the lining. But what I did think that I would do is do some camphor stitching to go across, and I wanted to bring that blue out as just a continuation. What I've done is, because I'm going to box the bottom, I've pinned it to the shape that I know. With my other little one, I didn't do that, and then ended up having embellishments go over here, and then they got cut away, and that was a bit of a waste of effort. So I thought, if I fold it up here, I know that that's as far as I'm going to go. I found this pretty lace doily that I thought was really, quite, I want to make it pretty. I want to make it feminine, and I thought some of that could go there, just a quarter of it. I'm not going to put a lot, and I might put the other bit down the bottom here, but I've got some lace doilies. I've got some little flowers that I thought will look nice. I cut out a piece of that hollyhock that I really loved, and I've left the trim on. I've got these flowery bits here that I thought might look all nice together. I've got this little bit of a little doily. Willie's mum makes me these little things, and I just thought somewhere it will go. My other thought is that I will stitch all of the little blue flowers. So I'm not going to stitch everywhere, but I'm going to definitely stitch the blue flowers. There's some more on this side, and I found this variegated thread that I have in the blues that I thought will look good to do that in. And these little apricot flowers I also thought that I'd stitch, but in this wool, which is a variegated one, so it starts off in those sort of apricot-y colours, goes into the turquoise, and I think, it goes into a bit of green. Thought that might look quite nice as well, and I may even do some stitching in these green leaves. But, that's going to be my couch potato moment. I'm going to sit on the couch and do that level of stitching before I come back to you. But I just wanted to share with you where I was going with this. I think that I will do the camphor stitching first. This blue, I also thought that I might add a bit of that down the bottom here. I've cut it a rectangular shape, so I'm actually going to cut that now, because I didn't... Oh, am I going to rip it, or am I going to... Let's see what ripping does. I like the ripped look more than I like other things. Can I rip a narrow enough piece off here so I can get that ripped look? Let's give it a... Oh yeah, oh no. Oh no. Well, that's probably enough. Sometimes when it's really little, it just won't rip nicely. Just depends what the fabric is like as to whether it'll rip that way. Just didn't want to rip the other way. That's all right. I only needed kind of that much anyway. I just wanted it to be rectangular. I didn't want it to be square. That's probably enough. Let me just, yep. All right, I'll give that one a rip as well. I'll tidy up the daggy bits. You know, I find that some things fray to a point and then they don't fray anymore. But some things do that. You know, not a nice not a nice rip. But that's all right. I'll tuck it in the bottom. No one will know. Cool. And then I thought that I would do the same thing down the bottom. Okay. Let's try for another rip. See what happens. It seems to manage itself that way, like that. Yep. Can I continue to rip that one? Don't know. Let's give it a try and see. Nah, that just doesn't want to do it. Let's try that much. Yeah, okay. If it's too little, it won't. And I've discovered that numerous times. Oh, and I've ended up almost square. Who could have done that without trying? Not normally me, but anyway, it'll just add to the look of it. I like things to go like this, and if I pull it down a little bit, I'm not going to block too many of those blue flowers, but I want it, and I thought with this I'll cut it out. You know, there's nothing sweet about that, but I thought if I do a fussy cut around it and then stitch into it, we'll see how we go with that, what that looks like. I have no idea if at the start of this video I asked you if you're okay, so let's do it again. Hope you're okay. I think it's always important to check in with people and let them know that we're thinking of them. We're okay. We're good. We're fine. Alrighty. So I think that flower will look nice. I wouldn't mind another one of those somewhere. I think I have another one. Oh gosh, I went looking everywhere. I thought I needed more blue embroidery, and I'm still not convinced that I don't. I keep sort of, when I'm auditioning something, I try and, oh actually look at that little bit there, with that little corner. All right, there we go. It pays to just have a play and talk at the same time. No problem talking. All right, maybe I'm trying to decide where I want to cut that, and I think that's going to be it, and that, oh, you can't see, there and there. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a press so that I can, oh no, the iron's, it might talk to me. Always when you've left the iron off for a little while. It's not talking yet. I bought a new iron. I'm very happy with it. It doesn't take very long to heat up, but it just wasn't hot then. Good. All right, that looks a little bit nicer. All right, so I think if I fold it like that and just do a little finger press, it goes between the embroidery. No, doesn't look all right. Won't put it on. Simple as that. All right. If I go across there, yeah, it's always the way when you just want to have something. Looking through your stash, finding those precious bits. Oh yeah, it's actually quite nice, and it might look quite good there. And then what I'll do is I'll just do some edge stitching around it. It's got a little bit of blue. What I'm doing is making sure that I don't go over those seam allowances, so that, does it want to go that way? Oh, I don't know now. Oh yeah, I think that colour looks better than, that's a bit white. Even this one is not bad. Yeah, they look pretty good together. Oh, don't cover those blue flowers. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter if I cover them, because I'm going to do more. I'm going to stitch into here, I'll stitch into these ones. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you where I was headed. Oh, I'm going to just knock everything flying now. But it might be good to cover some raw edges. I like those bits. I don't know about those bits. Well, let's get the cantha stitching done, and the thought I had another one of them somewhere. Done a walk. I'm sure I cut out 3. What did I do with it? Can't see it. Gone. Never mind. I thought I had, oh yeah, here he is, hiding. I was trying to decide. I'll put a stitch in it, a running stitch. I'll just use like a crochet cotton that I have somewhere handy. Yeah, it's just a very fine one, and as long as I make sure that, I'll take that little whoopie out and stitch them on there like that, and probably use the same thing on the blue, I think. Stitch it down like that. This is what I do. I lay the thread out and I have a look at it and I go, is that what I want it to do? It could come down a little bit, which means that I get a few more of those blue flowers if I don't try and cover them up with daisies. Yeah, no. I don't know, because it's all going to come off. I need another pink flower. That's what I was, I've got that pink flower there. Have I got another bit of pink flower? I've got bigger pieces, and then I could put a smaller one on here, and then a bigger one on here. 2 bigger ones that could go up there like that. All right, okay, so you know what direction I'm going in. I'm just looking to see what other doilies I've got here hiding. I had this bit out. Oh gosh, sorry, flipping everything around here. I did have this bit here. They're a bit apricot-y. No, 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 no. All right. I'm going to go away. I'm going to, you know where I'm headed. I think I'm close with the layout. The back will have something on it, not anywhere near as much work, and it may only be, you know, some embroidery that I add to the back, because all of these flowers are the same on the back, because this is kind of the front, and like I said, I want it to be pretty and delicate, feminine. All of those things are important when you're not feeling that way. Good. Okay. I think I'm done. I will clear my deck and take a little photo of what this layout looks like, which I'll add to this video. It'll just be a little quick one. And then, did I tell you I was going to put this trim along the very edge here? I may even do the flap. Oh, I've still got buttons to add, so I've got to do that. Just a bit of trim where the flap comes over and where this flap comes over, because inside here will be, you know, that lining fabric. So that's not, we don't, you know, that'll be what it looks like, and I think that'll look quite nice. Good. Alrighty, I'll go and have a little pretend layout here. Take a photo of that. Hopefully that inspires you to get started. I will definitely add Kate's link here in the description, and also here in the title, and also in my description of this piece, of this work, so that if you want to see what she's doing, she's got a few videos now added to her playlist, January and February. Her style is completely different to mine. I didn't want to use a blanket, which Kate does. For something like this, I wanted it to be light. Yeah, something special. Cool. My favourite things for her favourite things. So there we go. That's my pouch for now. But you know, I'll be back to help, you know, show you how I'm going to finish it off. Cool. Hope this finds you really well. Bye for now.